good, y'all? We're back at it again with another YouTube video. I'm so excited. I know it's been a sec since I've uploaded one, but I'm about to get back into having my content consistent. And in the meantime, what you can do to prepare for all of that content is like, subscribe, and comment under this video after you've watched it. Let me know if it was productive, if you learned a lot. I'm hoping it's helpful for a lot of people, and I'm really excited to announce this amazing news that I got today. So I felt like, hey, if I get the good news today, then I might as well announce it on the day. But the title, as you can see while you came here, How I Landed an Interview with the Nike Incorporated. So I'm so hyped, y'all. Like, it's the day where I landed the interview, where I got the offer. And I just wanted to record the podcast and really just this video in the midst of me just like in my excitement, being surreal and having that moment. So the first, like, we just have to start on where it all started. So for me, this is just going to be like a story time, telling the story. And so it started sophomore year. One of my friends in the business school, shout out Mark Cruz. I love you, Mark. Okay. And I wouldn't be here without his recommendation. And he kept telling me like, yo, you need to like apply for this program called MLT. And I'm like, bro, what's MLT? And it's called Management Leadership for Tomorrow. And he was like, it's going to change your life. Like, you're going to get in touch with big companies that you want to get into. They connect you with people and so many other people. Shout out Amari, Nico, all of the big people and upperclassmen in business who just always look out for us. Really appreciative of them, but they were like, Anaya, like, you sleep if you don't do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I looked on the website. So this is me plugging MLT. If you are watching this right now, after you're done with this video, you need to figure out what MLT is, okay? MLT changed my life. I'm going to talk about it more, but it has exposed me to so many great individuals, great people, and it's just really the beginning of this journey and why I'm having this video with y'all. So had the application. I think it was due in like November or something like that, and you had to apply for it. You know how applications are. Put in basic information about yourself, where you're from, what's your school, what do you do, and then I had to get a recommendation from a professor on campus. So I used Professor Walters. So if you're watching this, I love you too. Amazing. And he has a YouTube that has like over 1,000 or something like that. So definitely tune in. But I applied for it. I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. The only thing that it talks about is that MLT is career prep. It basically prepares you professionally, exposes you to different opportunities in different companies. And so I was like, hey, why not? For me, I'm always just like willing to take an opportunity. So I applied to MLT, got my applications in. Whatever, I submitted, it's cool, sweet and easy. So definitely do it. And so it's actually due November 15th this year. I'm recording this on, I don't even know what day this is. I don't know what we'll figure out, but I think it's the 4th. And so definitely tune in and do that. But I submitted my application for the first time, got an email like, hey, you're pushed to the second round. I'm like, cool. Okay. One step closer, right? And so we're getting somewhere in this story. And then this last round, the second round, I had to make a video basically explaining, telling about myself, introducing myself. It had to be like a 2 to 3 minute video. I remember I was in the basement recording this 1 trillion times, okay? Like trying to make sure it was perfect. It was like, what is your why? Why are you a difference maker? Who are you? What school do you go to? And so I had to sum up my whole mission and who Anaya Jones is and what do I want to do in 3 minutes, which is hard because, you know, I'm full of a lot of stuff. But so I had to do that in 3 minutes, and I was like, okay, cool. Recorded the video, felt confident, sent it out. Couple months later, heard back from MLT, got in. Cool. So all of us in the business school, shout out to Geese College of Business at U of I. Shout out to my fellow Illini's. But we had a group chat. Everybody's who's in business with me, who's like African American in my class, we're all in it. So we all got in. They were looking for more Illinois students. So if you go to Illinois or a Big Ten school, definitely apply. They're looking for minority people. And I got in, and we had our first like couple of meetings or whatever. And y'all, they had us doing homework. I'm like, homework? Like, what are you? What's your why? What do you want to do? I'm like, come on now. Like, I'm already in college. Your girl's a full-time student. I got a schedule. Like, don't nobody want to do no homework. So I still did the homework because I don't want to get kicked out. You know, I don't know what this is going to bring me. We're all texting each other like, hey, you did the homework? Did you do this? What did you do? How long did it take? You know, submitting homework, trying to do what we need to do. MLT paired me with a coach. Her name is April Smith. Coach April, if you are watching this, I text you today, just telling you that I wouldn't have had this opportunity without you. I'm so appreciative of your insight and what you've done for me. And so really, we met with our coach. You get into a cohort. So they match you with a coach who like does something that you want to do. So for me, it was marketing. And so she does marketing. Cool. Have a cohort of, basically students that she's coaching over. So y'all, we going through lots of seminars. We going through lots of homework, doing everything. Okay. And MLT has a list of partners that they are partnered with. They're partnered with Target, Adobe, Apple, Google, Nike, Bain and Company, KPMG, all the big fours, so many like companies, right? And so, I mean, of course, it's attractive to so many people. It's attractive to me. I was like, Nike on there. Oh, NFL's on there. Like so many things. So after you meet with your coach, you talk to people, you make a list of like your top partners that you're interested in working with. And so, of course, your girl put Nike at number one. Right. And so coming into this, I was manifesting it. I was like, Nike's going to be my number one. Like, I'm going to get Nike. And a lot of people who had done MLT before had told me like, Nike don't really be at the events. I don't know if you're going to be in touch with them. Woo, woo. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get Nike. I don't know about you, but I'm going to get it. Right. And so I'm coming in with confidence. Summer, we're doing work, doing homework. I get to school in this August. It's my junior year. Okay. So really new year for me. And I just was like so focused, so hell bent on what is my next internship and where am I going to land next summer? Like I want to be at a big company. I want to have security. And so like that was my main focus and goal. Right. And y'all, I said I was going to get Nike and I got Nike. So I know y'all like, okay, Anaya, like how you get it? Okay. Number one, if you have not applied to MLT and you are a minority individual and you are in college, do it. And then, come back, just let me know, comment in the videos when you learn so much because it's amazing. So coming into it, we had different seminars for MLT. This summer, we had our first seminar with Nike. I attended the Nike seminar, basically where they tell students about what Nike is, what the company is, how do you get in touch with them, what is the interview process going to be like, all of these things. So I'm hyped, bro. Like I'm not talking to them directly, but on Zoom, here goes the senior university relations director for Nike. So I'm ready. They do a Nike presentation. They playing like draft day in the beginning of the video. I'm like, oh, okay, nostalgia, like it's lit. So had the, Zoom event. So every single time, my first recommendation is when you meet people, when you see people that work for these organizations, write their name down. As soon as that seminar was over with, I reached out to both of those individuals. Okay. Found them on LinkedIn, was like, hey, I really, really appreciated, the seminar and the insights you gave at MLT. I love to pick your brain, learn more about your journey and learn from you and learn more about Nike, right? Because you want to word things as if, of course you should be genuine, yes, but it should be worded as such like you're really not there just to get a job because everybody wants to work at Nike. It's a child's dream come true, right? But it's very, very important to make sure that you're showing these people that you want to just really learn from them and just not use them, right? So shout out to Jalen Kai Kendall, and also Evan Haney, who's the director of finance at Nike. Reached out to both of those individuals. Jalen responded to me first. Set up a call. I'm like, Jalen, like, nice to meet you. It was a voice call. So we're just having a regular conversation. She's like, hey, what do you do? Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to do Nike? Like, I'm asking her questions. I'm like, hey, what do you love about the company? What's your experience? How did you get in with them? Like, what's going on, right? I got off that phone feeling like, yeah, I want her over. Like, yes, she likes me. I know when I got off the call, she was impressed. Cool. One down, right? So biggest advice, reach out to people, connect with them. I love networking, right? It's great to do that, but I think it's a difference from genuinely building a relationship with them. There are thousands of students reaching out to them, asking how do they work at Nike. Make sure you leave an impression because I may have not had another chance to talk to her. And so it was really time for me. Essentially, you're selling yourself, okay? Got to be a salesman, got to give your pitches. And that's what I did. Great. She's in my connection. Now I'm going to keep following up and keeping the connection. Cool. Okay. This is even before Nike applications open. So this is about September. September. Applications for Nike open October 8th. Cool. So Evan replied. That's the director of finance at Nike. He was like, hey, Anaya, I'd love to hop on a call with you. I was in Wisconsin, Madison at my friend's apartment. I still took the call with him. He was great too. Black guy. Both of these individuals are black. Okay. I think it's different when you're trying to aspire to be at big companies and you see people of your color. That's amazing. So talked to Evan. We had a really, really good conversation. Moving forward, he was like, hey, do you know what a talent profile is? I'm like, nah, bro, what's that? And he was like, hey, this is what you should do. This is showing people who you are and summing it up. Connected me to Leroy Ebanks, who's works over House of Hoops, basically. He also connected me to another prominent individual within marketing for the Jordan brand. Great conversations, right? I stayed in touch with these people. Now, Nike applications open October 8th. And your girl's happy, goes on a website, and I see not one marketing application. I'm like, can you imagine my face? I'm like, yo, I did all this connecting. I'm not saying it's not going to work out because, of course, these people can be here, for different reasons. But y'all don't got no marketing internships? Like, what's happening here? Right? And this is where the lesson of patience comes through. So connect with people, join MLT. 3, be patient. Be very, very patient. So I reached out to Jalen. I'm like, hey, Jalen, I didn't see any marketing applications. Do you know when they would come up? Like, sus, I need help. Where are you? Right? And she's like, hey, Anaya, like, be patient. I'm not really sure why we don't have any marketing internships, but stay tuned. We should be posting more. Cool. MLT partners with these companies. So when Nike opened their marketing applications, all I had to do was submit my resume. You didn't have to do an application or anything because MLT has the connection with them. So I submitted my resume for a marketing internship and like a human resources internship because I was like, hey, if I can't get into marketing, I need to get in the door. If I get in the door, your girl is good. I'm set for life. Like, I can impress anybody. I can get in touch with anybody. So I'm like, cool. Time goes by. Anaya has not heard from Nike. Anaya's like, okay. But I'm still connecting. I'm still talking to Evan. I'm still talking to Jalen. And then moving forward, right? I'm talking to them. I had an interview with PepsiCo for their marketing internship. And it's so funny. I did it. I felt like, okay, I did decent coming out of the interview. And a week ago, I literally got an email from them because I followed up like, hey, I haven't heard back. She was like, hey, unfortunately, you didn't get it. We love for you to apply later. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm hurt. So now I'm like, Pepsi didn't want me. Is Nike gonna want me? Like, this is a way bigger company, right? Cool. Right after that, I got an email from Jalen. She said, hey, Anaya, have you saw this internship? And the name of the internship was the Digital Product Design Intern. And I was like, digital product design? Okay. I mean, I don't know if I could design anything. Like, am I technical? I know I'm creative, but how can this apply to me? I went to look at the description. First thing that came to mind was, of course I'm interested. I don't even care. This is my foot in the door. She was like, hey, if you're interested, I think this will be amazing for you. If you are interested, I CC'd Larissa Herbert on here, and this is a person who works over, this, and she can help you. Great, y'all. So this is why I say patience comes in. I didn't hear back from the marketing application that I submitted. And I thought that marketing was there was no different direction for me to go in with Nike other than marketing. You couldn't have sold me on it. But because I built that initial connection, because of MLT, because I reached out and had a conversation with Jalen, she was like, hey, I know Anaya probably didn't get this marketing one, but I think this would be a good one for her. And let me reach out and make this connection. And that's that. I emailed Larissa like, hey, is there next steps? I'm interested. What do I need to do? She was like, hey, you don't need to submit any application. Like, we're going to push you to the interviews. So I'm like, push me to the final interviews? Whoa, hold on. Like, y'all, I don't know anything about this. I know nothing about this internship. Okay, I do my research. I reach out to my MLT coach, and they emphasize the STAR method. So my fourth piece of advice, know the STAR method. STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. Okay? Nike and all of these bigger companies will interview you in what we call behavioral interviews. So, you know how people ask you, describe a time when, tell me about a time when, how did you address this situation? Woo-woo. Basically, applying real life experiences that you've had previously to see how you respond in the work and corporate area that they have, right? So to prepare for these, you have to answer these questions by the STAR method. In 2 to 3 minutes, you need to answer these questions, okay? So I'm calling my coach. I'm doing mock interviews. I'm preparing. I'm understanding the STAR method. I'm having people interview me and see how I respond to the STAR method, right? Okay. I got an email. I'm like, Nike. I was even telling like Joshua and the team at Grady Media GSA, they're like, hey, when's your Nike interview? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, they're taking forever. They told me they were going to reach out to me on Tuesday, and it was past Tuesday, and they didn't tell me a date. And it was that week. So I kept my Thursday and Friday open to give my time for the interview. I got my time for the interview, and I had the interview that day, y'all. And basically, I killed it. I mean, because I got the internship, right? But no. So the internship was 45 minutes with one individual and 45 minutes with another individual. So before I even hop into that, connections. It's not about what you know always, but it's about who you know. Who you know, y'all. Because literally, if it wasn't for me connecting with Jalen, I wouldn't be having this interview. Not at all. They wouldn't even know who Anaya Jones would be. If it wasn't for me, preparing for this interview through MLT and understanding the STAR method, I wouldn't have got the interview. So definitely understand the STAR method. Going into the interview, they told me who my interviewers were going to be. They told me what times. Preparation is key now. That's my next one. So a part of the STAR method is preparation, but prepare. They're going to tell you who your interviewers are. Look them up on LinkedIn. What's history about them? Where did they go to school? How long have they been at Nike? What different departments have they been a part of, right? That's really, really important. And so I looked up my interviewers. I did all my research on them. I literally prepared different things. So I'm going to put up different examples. But during my Nike interview prep day, it was like, know the Nike maxims. Know what they stand for. Understand why Nike. Before you go into this interview, you need to know the STAR method. You need to know research on your interviewers, people who are going to interview you. You need to know why Nike. Just saying you love sports is not going to get you through the door. You can have an organic response. So to give a brief for my why Nike, it's because Nike is one of the top organizations in terms of marketing and content creation. I want to be an amazing content creator. Why not go learn from the best? I read Shoe Dog, which is an amazing book. It's a memoir by Phil Knight, and it really attracted me to the company in terms of the journey outside of just saying like, hey, I got on Nike. Like, your girl been hooping in Nike shoes since I was little. Of course I love Nike. But why? Why outside of them just, because they represent LeBron and all of these things? Like, what's the real reason? So get personal with that. Doing my research, preparing, and practicing behavioral questions. It's go time, y'all. So we're here. We're at the interview. I had it with the first individual. She was going to be one of my managers. And so she interviewed me, and this was all behavioral. I mean, she was like, hey, tell me about your resume. Nice to meet you. Got straight to it. So I'm going into this thinking like, this is going to be the hardest interview of Anaya's life. Like, how am I going to get Nike? Okay? No way. Go in with confidence. Come in there, have good lighting. If you on Zoom, put your books under your computer, make sure it's eye level. Like, come in and know like you got this, and come in with great energy. Say good morning, ask them how they are, all of those amazing things. And so she just hit me with behavioral interview questions. Describe a time when. Tell me about a time when. All of these different things. So like one of the questions was, describe a time when your big picture thinking was an asset to your team. Another question was like, describe a time when you've like faced issues and how did you overcome it? Small things like that. Describe a time when there was a roadblock in something that you were doing, an unforeseen roadblock. How did you overcome it? So for me, one of my examples was, hey, situation. Previously in my sophomore year, I was the president of the SBA, so the Sports Business Association at Illinois. Action. One of the things I did was set up. So now the situation, you have to tell the problem. So the problem was Zoom fatigue is real and everybody's not going to want to listen to us. How do we keep up student engagement? It was COVID. This was unforeseen. Action. Scheduling bi-weekly calls. Having better communication with my team members. And also brainstorming. Okay. Task. I wanted to figure out how do we have an event that's different from what we've done before to engage people and really bring them into the org. Ooh. Let's tap into sports journalism. Let's have Taylor Rooks, an alumni of my school, do it. Got her to do the event. As a result, it was the most attended event the SB has ever had in its history, blah, 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 blah. I just told you the situation, the task, the actions that I took, and the result of it. Those are how you have to answer behavioral interview questions, okay? And so that was amazing. Perfect. Next interview. Oh, she had amazing energy. I was like, she was matching me. I was like, cool. Like, I got somebody who got some good energy like me, and we hit it off. It didn't feel like an interview with her. The first thing she asked me was like, hey, your resume is impressive. Tell me one of the things, the most important things to you on this resume that you want to tell me about. I started with my podcast. Why did I do this? Because this is a creation internship. So now I need to show them I'm creative. Hey, I can take initiative. Hey, these are the things I've done because this relates to the internship. And like I said, preparation before. She asked me about the softwares that they use. They use Figma and Asana. So Figma is like for digital stuff, and then Asana is for organization. Preparation. I already knew that. Before she could ask me about the softwares, I was like, hey, creativity. Yes, I know you all use Asana. I have never used this before. However, I know that they integrate Google Drive, Box, all of these, Outlook, email, all the things that I use on a daily. So I'm really confident in my ability to transition well on your software and on the things that you use. It was just an amazing conversation. And so really she was just trying to learn more about me. I think the first interview was like harder, but it wasn't hard because I prepared. I did mock interviews. I did things with behavioral. And so that was really amazing. One of the questions she asked me was, how do I respond to being organizational, and what softwares was I really comfortable with? Yeah. I finished the interviews and I was like, oh, I'm confident. Like, I think I might get it. Your girl might get Nike. Your girl got Nike. And so after the interviews, I followed up with them. So I'm going to post pictures or little snippets right here somewhere. Y'all can see it in the background. Y'all like my background? It's cute. I think it's cute. But it's going to be the follow-up emails that I sent to both individuals. Send follow-up emails, okay? Send follow-up emails. Make sure they know you connect with them on LinkedIn. Find their email or find them on LinkedIn and send them a follow-up message. These are my follow-up messages I sent to both individuals. I reached out to Jalen, who connected me back to this opportunity. I said, Jalen, thank you so much. I think the interviews went well. I'm looking forward to just letting you know how it go, but I appreciate you for thinking of me. I reached out to Evan Haney, the director. Y'all remember the director of finance at Nike? Yes. I told him, hey, Evan, thank you so much for everything you've done for me thus far. I just want to let you know I landed an interview with Nike. These are the individuals I interview with, and so I'll just keep you updated. And today, I got the call that I received a offer for the digital product design internship for the Nike Incorporated, and I was just so excited, y'all. And so one of the things that she told me on the phone was like, hey, everybody loved you. They wanted you on our team. But it goes back to networking. She was like, even after we had agreed upon choosing you, Evan Haney, remember who I connected with earlier, director of finance, has sent an email down to their department saying, hey, so-and-so, I'm recommending Anaya for this position. I think you should hire her. Goes back to networking. So really the sum of this, y'all, MLT, prepare for your interviews. Understand why Nike, understand the STAR method, be prepared for behavior interviews, know your elevator pitch, connect with people. Reach out to recruiters. Do not be afraid if you don't know somebody to take 15 minutes of your day to let them know your name, to let them know who you are and leave an impression. It's not always about what you know, but it's about who you know. And so for me, those are my tips, bro. MLT, the STAR method, being prepared, doing your research, connecting with amazing individuals, and sending that follow-up email. And if it's meant for you, God got you. And if it's not, he's going to open another great door for you. So I'm extremely excited to be in Oregon this summer, bro. Hopefully, I hope it's in person. But that's just really how I got my Nike experience. That's how I landed the Nike internship. And when I get there and through my experience in the summer of 2022, I'm looking forward to showing you all that process and the journey. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And if anybody is looking to land an internship with Nike, if you guys want to connect with me, please leave it in the comments. I'm so happy to comment back, help you all in any way possible. But get those MLT applications in if you haven't or have not. Stay tuned. Be prepared. We got more content coming in, but good luck, you all. I'm wishing you guys the best and hoping to see you there next summer too. We out.